Hi, this is Dr. Sabrina Davis, and I'd like to invite you to tune in to a very exciting new show, Unleashed and Unafraid, on the Christ Family Women's Apostolic Network, airing on Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then again on Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in to be unleashed and unafraid. Read the book and join the movement. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again to the Unleashed and Unafraid broadcast. This show is designed for you to be free. God wants you loosed, and you need to have the courage to move forward in every area of your life. And with that said, today I am so excited to conduct a one-on-one interview. I'm going to call it an engaging conversation with Chicago's own writer, producer, director, actress extraordinaire, phenomenal woman of God, Miss Phoenix Tyler.
Thank you so much, Dr. Davis, for having me. It's an honor. It's a pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much again for joining.
Yes.
We talked a little bit last time about one of your significant plays, Matters of the Heart.
Yes.
And I know that it stirred up a lot of emotion.
Oh, yes, it did.
So I want you to tell our viewers how you came to write that play and what that experience was like for you.
Actually, Matters of the Heart was life-changing. It let me know that God was not only changing my heart physically, but He was beautifying me on the inside and changing my heart. As I said earlier, I got off the stage from performing, and I got really, really tired. And President Obama had just come out with Obamacare, and so I went to the urgent care to get checked out, and I was admitted into the hospital. And the next thing you know, I was going to surgery to get a pacemaker. My heart rate had gone all the way down to 13 beats per minute. And so after that, I had to let people know about the heart, changing of the heart, because I literally flatlined 10 times, and I just saw life on the right side of me. And I knew to just say Jesus' name if I wanted to live. That was the only thing I could think of, to just say Jesus if you want to live. And I just had to tell everybody about it. Matters of the heart.
Yes.
God can change you.
Yes, He can.
And so that's what inspired me flatlining, knowing I just had to tell the world about Jesus.
Wow, that is an amazing testimony. And I'm sure, I talk about being unleashed and unafraid in terms of levels.
Yes.
There are varying levels of being unleashed. And I'm sure that brought about a new level for you that you probably had never even thought about because you hadn't had that experience.
Yes, to speak up more about Jesus. I mean, I was telling everyone, anyone that I would meet, still do you believe in miracles? Let me tell you about miracles. Do you know Jesus? God, He's in the business of miracles.
Yes.
Because I am a miracle.
Yes,
I know,
you are.
but for Him, I would not be here today. I know if I had not said Jesus, I would not be here today. I know that because when I was going under, there was nothing I could do. And in order to stop me from going under, I knew to say Jesus.
Jesus.
And I kept hollering it. And my mother was in the recovery room saying, oh, what is that lady? What is she talking about? She had no idea that it was me hollering Jesus, fighting to live.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Yes. I want to talk about another area for which you fought to live. And it's a different kind of living. It's a different kind of unleashing. And so many women are challenged with this today. You had a dream. You had a dream. You were practicing law in Texas.
Yes.
You relocated back home to Chicago. and you began practicing law here with Chicago Public Schools.
Yes.
And you did a wonderful job representing families. But you still had a dream that just would not let you go. I talk about being unleashed and unafraid to dream, and because it's so important. Can you tell us from your perspective how you were unleashed and unafraid to dream?
First of all, we all have a purpose in life. We're here for a reason. And you have to ask, what is your purpose? And when you get that answer, you might not like it.
Wow.
But you have to go with it. And if it means changing everything about you,
Wow.
that's what you have to do. And you have to step out there on faith and know that you'll be okay. And that's what I did. I just stepped out there on faith. That's it. No money, faith. I have to do this
Yes.
in order to breathe.
Yes.
This helps me with my next breath. You just have to step out there and do it. And it's scary. Yes, it can be very scary.
Yes.
It can be challenging, but you
Yes.
keep going. You keep going, and you go with it.
Wow.
Once you do it, you just go with the flow. Don't fight it.
Wow. What would you tell viewers who would ask the question, how do you get to that level to have such great faith, to follow your dream like you need to breathe?
Well, I felt like I hit a level of unhappiness that, I had all the money and everything, but I was so unhappy.
Wow.
I was crying, depressed.
Wow.
I had to make a change. It's life or continue on this path, non-life.
Wow.
And so when you're at that point, some of us get to that breaking point. I was at that breaking point, and I knew I had to make a change. You just make the change. And some of us don't necessarily get to that point. But that feeling keeps nagging, that voice keeps coming back and back again. To make that change. Just do it.
Yes.
Just do it. Go for it.
Yes.
What are you going to lose?
Wow.
Nothing.
Nothing. Wow. You're going to gain something, though.
You're going to
gain
Yes.
Christ.
Yes.
And you're going to gain your sanity and
Yes.
your peace.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. The peace of God that passes all understanding,
Yes.
that shall keep your
Yes.
heart and mind through Christ Jesus.
Yes.
I know I too had a breaking point. And I remember this was after the loss of my baby. And I'm so grateful. I say my little baby Jay is in heaven now, but I still have my life. And so what am I going to do with that life? But after that experience, it was very, very, very traumatic for me. Some people know my testimony. After that experience, I had to have a life-changing surgery. I stuttered. I was very frail. We didn't know if I was going to live or die. And when God raised me up, I decided to live. Living is a decision. And embedded within my decision to live, I picked up my dream. I'm an educator, yes.
Yes.
And I love teaching and educating everybody about anything that I know, very unselfish, with sharing the information that I have and the resources. But like you, I was unfulfilled. There was always something missing. From the time I was 4 years old, I had won an international, I won't name the product, but it was a toothpaste. I'd won a competition, and we didn't have the money to send me to Hollywood to shoot the commercial. And so from the age of 4, that dream never died. And I've been trying to get back to that point. I'm supposed to be in front of people. I'm supposed to be acting. I'm supposed to be speaking. And so the dream never died. So when I was raised up after being sick, I prayed and said, God, my life can never be the same. And I am going to find a way to fulfill my dream. And lo and behold, I met you. I met you in a play called Child Support saved my life. I want you to tell me, what did you see in me the day I came and auditioned for you? Because I hadn't been acting for a while. I just had the dream that wouldn't let go.
I saw passion and determination. Passion and determination.
Wow.
And an openness. Openness. I'll try that. I'll do that. I'll give it my best shot, and you gave it your best shot. Hard work. Dedication.
Yeah. So is that what it takes in order to fulfill your dream?
Oh, definitely. You have to have passion. What are you passionate about? Are you willing to dedicate your life and your time to that passion? Are you open to change? That's what it takes to take that leap of faith.
Wow.
That's all. I know it seems simple.
It does. It does. Sometimes it seems too simple to be true.
Right, that's right. That's right.
But you're right. You're right. And oftentimes I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want you to talk about the business side of what you do, because if it takes passion and determination, a lot of times we often think if you're in the world of entertainment, it just takes talent. It just takes skill. You know, you could be the funniest person in the room, or you could be the best dramatic actor ever, and we think that that's going to get us over the top.
Well, you have to know the business side of any industry. Whatever you do, you have to know the business side. For me personally, how to make money at this passion, how to survive, how to live.
Yes.
And so you have to have someone who can handle your finances. You might have to wear different hats yourself, just until you get to a certain level. Like me, 20 hats, until you get to a certain level. You have to know, for example, if you're going to have a movie premiere or a play come out, you have to know, you have to go out and look at those postcards or your advertisement. Is this professional? Does this look correct? Will it bring in the right people? So you have to use that business sense in order to make the money, to make your dream come to fruition, if I may say that. And so it's up to you to take the necessary steps. Or if you don't know, whatever you don't know, then you put people in place to help you along the way. Otherwise, I'm not going to say it's a waste of time, but otherwise, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Wow. Speaking of helping people and getting people to help you along the way, I want to jog your memory a little bit. Talk about being unleashed and unafraid. You wrote a play, a heart-thumping play called Stop. And you wrote it for my campers,
Yes.
Camp Excellence. And that play garnered so much attention that people called you from other states asking if our youth could perform, even over the phone.
Yes.
But do you remember the time when we attended an anti-violence ceremony and we had been writing to the city leaders telling them we wanted to be a part of the conversation because before you can teach people, you have to reach them.
That's right.
And your plays and your movies do that. So remember the time when we were not allowed to play, we were told no,
Yes.
that we could not perform, and we just bombarded the event and began to recite lines from different parts of the room.
Oh, don't I remember
What
that?
in the world gave you the courage to do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just knew that our message needed to be heard some way. And that was the only way I could think of.
Wow.
At that moment, we had to be heard. Stop the violence.
Yes.
And listen to the babies, the ones who are going through it, the ones who have gone through it. Listen to the babies, the ones that have the guns. Why do they have the guns? Where do they get the guns? What's going on in their life? I just knew the babies, they had to be heard from their perspective.
Wow.
So I don't know, we were together it seemed like a great thing to do, and we were passionate, determined.
We were unleashed.
And unafraid, and we just did it.
Yes.
We just recited lines
Wow.
from the production.
Talk to us from a mother's perspective. In the play Stop, you play Mother Good.
Yeah.
I want the world to experience your impeccable acting skills. I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Big time.
But can you just transform into Mother Good and just give us a little taste of what mothers go through when their children experience violence?
I remember the day just like it was yesterday. Joe left for work. He left for school. He took the 34th and Michigan bus going south, and I took the 34th Street bus going to the Dan Ryan. I kissed Joe on the forehead, told him I'd see him at his game later that night because Joe was captain of his basketball team. I always raised Joe to be a good kid. Say, yes, ma'am, Joe. Say, no, sir, Joe. Pull your pants up, Joe. Joe, go in there and do your homework. Joe, are you out late again? I raised my baby to be a good boy. For what? For those no good boys to follow him off the bus and shoot him for his shoes. I work hard for Joe to put food on the table, make sure I had a good boy. Say yes, ma'am, Joe. Say no, sir, Joe. Pull your pants up, Joe. They killed Joe for his shoes. Why? Why they kill my baby?
Jesus. And this is what real mothers go through. This is how they feel. This is the experience for so many every day. And this is why even as mothers, aunts, grandmothers, we have to be unleashed and unafraid to protect our babies and to dream and to protect their dreams. I want to read from the book, from your chapter on Dream. This was so powerful to me the day that this happened. And I just want you to add your comments after I'm done reading. A professional in every sense of the word, Phoenix produces plays and movies that evoke strong emotions, like we just witnessed. Audiences can be observed laughing hysterically and crying aloud from scene to scene. Her work touches hearts in galvanizing ways. I still remember grown men approaching the cast, seeking assistance in reconnecting with their children after viewing one of Phoenix's signature plays, Child Support. The play centered around 4 characters that had undergone transformations while dealing with different variations of child support. Nonetheless, many women and men broke down in tears, sharing that they wanted to be better fathers and mothers. We all stood in awe. I hugged a guy as my castmate informed that we were merely actors. The guy replied, "No, man, that play was too real. I know y'all can help me. I need help." This was a real father who experienced child support, one of your signature plays. And so when we say, city leaders, we need to join the conversation because you need to reach the heart before you can teach the heart. You found a way to break through with the great gift that God has given you. What do you say and how do you feel when an audience participant approaches you in this way after a play asking you for help?
I just say it was God. This is not my writing. He tells me what to write, and I write, and sometimes my hand is moving so fast because the thoughts come so fast. I just write what he tells me to write.
And I don't know that it's going to reach out and touch so many lives. I just write what I'm told to write. And I make the editing where I'm supposed to make the editing. That's it. And it's just, it amazes me when people come up to me and say things like, seriously? Seriously? It's amazing to me.
Yes.
And it just, it never ends. You know, I was looking at the monologue the other day and I just got so emotional thinking about the babies.
Yes.
The babies, because child support is not just about the money.
Yes.
It's about supporting the child socially, emotionally, physically, being there for every need or want that child has. To be proud, you know.
Yes.
Kids don't care if the parents have money or not. They're just, that's my daddy, that's my mommy.
Yes.
That's what they're proud of. Someone supporting them, loving them, telling them, good job.
Yes.
Oh, what else can you do?
Yes.
Someone inspiring them. That's what they want.
Yes.
It's not always about the money. Yes, you need money to survive, to make it,
Yes.
but being there,
Being there.
for them to be able to lay their eyes on you, touch you, I love you, hugs. That's what they want.
That's so powerful. So you're already in this vein, and this is where I'm going next. You play several roles in child support and in your other plays. But there's one role in particular that you play, Judge Wright. And at the end of the play, you speak to the parents. And you speak to one father in particular, Mickey Dunlap. And you almost share the same message that you just did. I want you to just transform it to Judge Wright.
Okay.
Just tell us from Judge Wright's perspective how we can be unleashed and unafraid to help our children achieve their dreams.
Mr. Dunlap, children don't ask to be born. They're not born with a blueprint. Parenting is hard. It's a hard job. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it never ends. But it's rewarding. And we need to be there for our children. If you're not there for your son, who do you think is going to be his role model? The neighborhood drug dealer? Gangbanger? I'm so sick and tired of this being a generational cycle. Do something about it. Stop the cycle.
Wow. And that's exactly what we need to do. And I am so happy that God has given you the dream, the vision, and you are unleashed and unafraid to bring it to life so that we can do exactly that. Stop the generational cycle. It's time to join a new movement.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would agree.
It's time to join a new
Yes.
movement. So tell us about From Slavery to the White House. You traveled to different states. This is really an honor, and I pray that the president gets to see it one day. He needs to.
Yes. Well, it's From Slavery to the White House is a baby of mine. It started out as an audition piece for the DuSable Museum of African American History here in Chicago. And we had one weekend to write the play, rehearse the play,
Yes.
and perform the play. And as you know, you were one of my actors, and we were told that that was the best show.
Yes.
And when we performed it for the DuSable Museum, that was a 60-minute version, and the children just started clapping in the beginning. I just started crying because I knew we had them at that moment, just with the music. And we were going to take them on a roller coaster ride about our history.
Yes.
So that was just so awesome. And so we received such rave reviews regarding it. We turned it into an adult version, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes long with a 15-minute intermission. And we've toured to Houston, we've gone to Detroit, we've sold out numerous times, and it is just an awesome show. It features the first family, and the actors start in Africa,
and they work their way through every era to the present day. So it's very emotional, it's fast-paced, you'll laugh, you'll cry,
Yes.
and you relive history, and we're educating, and we're reminding us why we're so proud
Yes.
of where we come. I mean, it's just the nuts and the bolts
Yes.
of our existence to me. You know,
Yes.
history, any ethnicity, pick up a book and learn about your history. Be proud of who you are.
Yes.
And that's what slavery, from Slavery to the White House is to me. I've learned so much, and each time we do the show, we change it because our history is so vast.
Yes.
And we add more, and we take out something and put something else in, and we're crying backstage, we're laughing, we're like, okay, hurry up, get ready for the next scene, get ready for the next scene. You know, I mean, it's just emotional for us, and we're just learning about ourselves as we go on.
Yes. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Dr. Maya Angelou's Still I Rise.
Really?
Yes, and I love it. At the end of the poem, she says, up from the huts of history's shame, I rise. Out of a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaping and swelling, I bring in the tide. And then she goes on to say, I am the hope and the dream of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
Wow.
Unleashed and unafraid to dream. It's another level of rising.
Yes.
It's another level.
Yes.
Phoenix, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today.
Thank
This has been
you.
another edition of Unleashed and Unafraid. Until next time, I love you. God bless you. And be well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, this is Dr. Sabrina Davis, and I'd like to invite you to tune in to a very exciting new show, Unleashed and Unafraid, on the Christ Family Women's Apostolic Network, airing on Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then again on Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in to be unleashed and unafraid. Read the book and join the movement.